Yo guys, what is going on? Doom Danny here. I want to make a video uh, that I think I've been talking about for a while, just to multiple purposes, I guess, for it. There's a lot going on right now with the meta attack, and even a while after season 2 had passed. And I think there's a lot of unanswered questions as far as like where Chloe stands in the meta. I don't think you can talk to a lot of good like top players like Speed Kicks, a lot of the even Korean players. So, I'll go on their streams and ask them where they think Chloe is or what they think of Chloe, and a lot of them don't have an actual set answer. She's so unpopular that it's hard to say how good she is. Now, I think the general consensus right now, she's mid to low tier, but like I said, I mean, tiers don't really matter in my mind, but well-roundedness does. So I'm gonna be talking about a couple things that might might affect her in the meta and things that kind of bother me about the character, but are workaroundable. Um, and then I'm also going to be reviewing some tournament footage that I have of a couple past tournaments of mine, where I played in this one actually just tonight. If I browse, sorry about that. I had it set up. There you go. Just to kind of help any Chloe player that is help any kind of Chloe player that's really really new to either tournament like experience or just trying to up their game in general. And this is aimed more towards maybe medium to intermediate Chloe players, because a lot of the information I'll be talking about is her meta in the game right now. So and like talking about moves and their purposes in ways that a lot of other Chloe players like Young P or Shangles won't to talk about. And talking about Chloe players in NA, Young P is a great guide if you're a beginner Chloe player. Highly recommend it. He goes over a lot of the basic uses of her normal moves and talks about a lot of stuff that I think is really useful if you're a new Chloe player. So just a little bit of a background here before we get into my first match I want to show today. This is Sako. He's a very good Eddie player here in our local Michigan scene. About an intermediate player. He's very good. Kind of different with his Eddie meta. You'll find out soon what I mean by that. I do end up winning the set, and I'll review all these moves that I use and kind of hopefully give you guys, other Chloe players, a guide on like the actual meta of usage of a move. I guess it's hard to put in words, but you know what a move does, you know the frame data, you know everything, but what is the application of the move, right? How can I use this move in a tournament? And there are a couple moves that I use that a lot of Chloes will never use, and it's just odd. Like high level Chloes too. I'm talking high level Chloe players. A lot of stuff that I see Rangchu do, and with his Chloe, and a lot of you probably don't even know Rangchu has a Chloe, but yes, he does. It's a very good lucky Chloe player, and a lot of stuff that I picked up from him that is just unseen here, especially in NA. So I'll be talking about that, and maybe it will help you perform better. And I'm sure even if you're a high-level Chloe player, that you'll pick up at least something from this video, right? I'm not claiming to be the best. I'm not trying to be great by any means, but I want to give like a kind of a starter guide to kind of tournament play, and show how you can improve your game in tournament standards. So Game 1, I'm going to start off right now with saying this. As a Chloe player, your biggest something that will boost your tiers tenfold is someone who doesn't know the lucky Chloe matchup. Someone who struggles to deal with Caliwell, someone who struggles to deal with her hopkick, someone who struggles with everything. She has a lot of gimmicks, as most of you probably know. She is very, very gimmicky. She has probably the strongest gimmicks in the game. I'm going to go ahead and say that because she does damage. And if your opponent doesn't know how to deal with you, you're gonna get away with a lot of that. So my biggest tip, if you take one thing away from this video, if you are a tournament player, test your opponent game one. Test them. Throw out, give them the kitchen sink. Have that confidence to the point where if I lose this round one, at least I died in this round, knowing that what my opponent is good at handling. Some opponents will be better at handling some moves better than others. Really give them everything with the kitchen sink round one. Trust me, it is the biggest tip I can give you as a tournament player, because once you find a weak spot, a lot of players will try to patch that mid-tournament match. So maybe a couple games down the road, maybe I'm getting away with like Chloe's hop kick in weird spots, right? They're going to patch that up if they're a good tournament player. But if they patch one thing up, they're leaving another hole open. And that's kind of what the goal is for a lucky Chloe player, in my opinion. She has so many different moves and unique moves that if you're an offensive Chloe player, you can take advantage of the amount of moves and crazy stuff she has from neutral. So, watch what I do here round one. This is super important if you're going to be playing Chloe in tournament. So, Sako, I know, look, I test him already. First move I do is a -12 move. Alright? I'm already testing his knowledge. You know, I know Sako knows Chloe because I play him all the time, right? I'm doing crazy stuff, right? I'm testing him, watch. Look at this, spamming Cali roll, doing everything, right? And I already know Sako kind of knows Chloe, right? But I am throwing everything at him. Everything. Gimmicks, lucky, doing the down 3+4. I could have done more. To be honest. But now, I've already gotten to a position where I'm really happy with my life lead. So I'm just going to play fundamental Tekken. But I already realize he's missing some things that he's mixing up some things. Instantly, I found that out by throwing that block punishable moves. A lot of pro players will do this. If you watch Dimeback, he loves to do it. Forward 4-2 with Asuka being around. Such a good idea. Such a good idea. Do not let go of that idea. It's a great idea to test your opponent's knowledge of your character, especially with Chloe. Anyways. So, I found out Sako, he's good at the game, but he struggles with some gimmicks. And I found this very quickly, right? Especially sidestep 4, and I abuse that, right? A lot of people struggle to deal with sidestep 4. This was a misinput, got me killed. But with things like that, you can't let them get to you. You know, that's just tournament mentality. Say, okay, I made a mistake. Head up, next round. Look at that, I did it again to test him. So these rounds, I get a little gimmicky because why work for your tournament win if you can gimmick out of it? That's the same way John Ding uses his Chloe. If you ever watch his Chloe, it's gormless. It's gormless. He's a great Chloe player. But he's crazy, man. He'll do all the crazy stuff. He's a crowd pleaser at the character. Something I want to point out here is something that I also don't see a lot of Chloe's use is back turn into down 3. You'll see me doing it a lot. It's the only real way to open up your opponent through back turn mix-ups. It's very important to high-level Chloe play, in my opinion. Especially if you're trying to open up a turtle. It's so important. But look at this. I just get crazy, right? Because I know that I can get away with this stuff. It's so vital to playing this character in tournaments. So vital. But I know Sako well enough to know what he struggles with. But every time we play, you know, it could be a couple weeks, maybe a month the next time we play. He might have changed something. It might have adapted in some way that I'm not used to. So I constantly test that round 1. Now, I got away with a lot of gimmicks there. That is kind of key to being a lucky Chloe player, right? In my opinion. Like I said, don't work for your win if you don't need to. If your opponent isn't making you play fundamental with one of the worst characters as far as fundamental play goes, in my opinion, in the meta, that's my opinion. I might be wrong, but personally, I think her tools are not very great. So if an opponent's not making you use those tools, Work against them with your gimmicks. So this is where I really start implementing while running 3 in this stage. It's a very wide open stage, a lot of room to work with. So you'll see that Sako in this game starts to space me out, and I noticed that, right? He's starting to dash a lot. Here, we'll go back real quick. He's starting to move a lot, right? Watch this round again. Sako's starting to realize, watch this. He's starting to realize that I'm killing him at a range, right? See? He's taking his time, and a lot of people will do that against Chloe. It's a good strategy against Chloe. See, look at that. He bashed out of my forward 3. That's when I start to implement a lot more while running 3. If you see your opponent doing that, quickly adjust. If you don't adjust quickly, they are going to blow you up. It's 100% facts. They are going to blow you up. That was a misinput, so ignore that move. Anyways, get him in a nice float here. But look how close I'm keeping him, right? That is key against an opponent who is trying to keep you out, right? While running 3, I'm putting on that pressure, right? And I keep game 2. Because I realized that Sako is adjusted. Sako has realized that he's trying to play me at a range that's not efficient. He's trying to zone me, and I can't let that happen. So, especially with Eddie Gordo, a character that struggles to sidestep, I can get away with a lot of while running 3s, and I take advantage of that in this matchup. Something there that a lot of Eddie players use, they'll do another low after down 4, or they'll delay it. Hop kick beats a lot of those options, so I love the hop kick there. Now Sako makes a really good play here. He spaces me very well. That was great. Very well played by him. I gave it up. But with those kind of things, you can't get tilted. You just gotta reset. Reset. You know, I've already got the game up. I'm feeling good about this. That was a read. Anyways, there's not much less to see in this game. Something I want to talk about actually in this round. There is actually something I want to talk about. Chloe's Cali roll at a wall for a lot of you Chloe players. This is kind of unknown information, weirdly. I brought this up to my friends, and they're like, really? It works that way? It crushes differently at a wall. There are some mids that won't crush it at the wall because of the way the axis works. So, you see here. We'll go back into this next round. Hand with the Cali roll. Great start. You basically have the round in the bag as long as you don't mess something seriously bad up. Once you get that Cali roll. So, he's reset and he hits the mid. He does a mid-high. Cali roll at the wall has some weird crushing properties. I encourage you to go for Cali roll spring kick, especially since a lot of people are afraid to do something at the wall, because if they get hit the wall, that's big damage, right? And it crushes that mid. So something that I recommend for a lot of you Chloe players to try and apply: Cali roll at a wall, back 3 in the Cali roll. It will crush a lot of things. You would be surprised. You would be surprised, trust me. So I wrapped up that game. Kind of an interesting thing that a lot of people don't talk about for Chloe players. Let's see. So this is a really good game to watch. I do lose this set. L-Train Locomotive. I'm sure some of you may have heard of him, and if you follow NA Tekken scene, very, very good player. Probably one of the best, if not the best, in Michigan right now. Lars player. He's very good at spacing. And movement. So that is something, if a player is very good spacing and movement, it is something that kills Lucky Chloe, because Lucky Chloe struggles at locking players down. Let's say with Dragunov, I have my one jab, 1-1-1. It locks them in place. It does not push them back. If I use Chloe's one jab, it's pushing them back actively, and they can backdash out of it. So it's hard to lock people in with Chloe. It really is. It's like her main struggle. So if you're playing someone with good movement, you really need to concentrate. And something that's kind of come to my head recently, playing against really, really like pro players, experienced players, you know, and I try and put myself on their level, and I'm not there yet technically, but I'm working on it. There's something about it that, like, you can't push your character to do something that your character's not meant to do. Like, if you play another character other than Lucky Chloe, you would know what I'm talking about. Recently I've started playing Dragon Level a little bit, and I've realized that Chloe's good at some things, but I'm forcing her into situations that aren't going to work for the character. So make sure, if you play other characters, try and play Chloe for Chloe, if that makes sense. It's a little bit of an advanced concept, but try and play her to her strengths. I know that sounds common sense, but she is a very unique character in the way she plays. I don't think there's a single character in the game that plays like her. So try and play her to her strengths. Her poking game, her counter hit game. Her counter hit game is so good. I've just realized that after playing quite a few characters. Her counter hit game back four is amazing. And so take advantage of that if you're a Chloe player. And I'll talk about a couple of things here. A couple moves that I like to show off too here. So right now I'm going to show something off. That right there. I'm going to show it off a lot here. Look at this. That was a misinput, so ignore that. If I ever throw that move out, it's a misinput. That right there. Down back four for Lucky Chloe is such an underrated move. It is criminally underrated move. If you ever watch Rainchu play high level Chloe, he uses that move a lot. Not only because, first of all, can we go back like 30 seconds? It's 47:02. Let's watch the start of this round again. Watch how down back four reacts. Watch him try and punish it. This happens a lot when people try and punish it on block. I take advantage of it. I space him out, hop kick. And it is so good at making situations like that. And another situation. This is exactly what I'm talking about. These are things that a lot of Chloe players don't realize about their character. She is so good in certain situations. It's ridiculous. This is such a good round to watch if you're... Blocks it. Goes for the punish. This move is technically launch punishable, but look at our range, dude. He's going to have to make a big play. And I take advantage of it. Get him to the wall. But watch this. Back three. He does a mid. And he gets blown up for it. That is the nature of Chloe, man. You have to test those things. Now, I do get blown up here. This does kill, I think, actually. Oh, we got a Kit Kat ad. Anyways. Shout out to Kit Kat. But constantly test your opponent with Chloe. Figure out what gap they are making. Because I guarantee you, they're going to make some kind of gap in their play to adapt to what you are trying to do. It's the only way you're going to win Chloe in tournament. And I make a lot of mistakes here, so I'm going to talk about what I did wrong. Great move, another great move. Full crouch down forward 4. Let's talk about that move. A lot of Chloes don't use it. I think me and Young P are the only people that use that in NA. I'm going to be honest. I think me and him are the only ones that use it. Everybody else is like, oh, that move's launch punishable? No way I'm going to use that. It's one of the Chloe's strongest moves in my opinion. It gives you a full combo in Season 2 that you can Cali roll into, although I didn't do it here because I just wanted to. But watch how I pressure him. I just wanted to get the combo going. Watch how I pressure him. I get in his face while running 3. I put the pressure on because he's scared that if he inputs a button, he's going to get back forward, which is another counter hit tool. If you're an intermediate Chloe player, you would know this. Watch how he's pressured. And then I do the full crouch down forward 4. It comes out so fast that he can't recognize what's happening. For all he knows, there's going to be a low. Missed punish by me, it happens. Look at the way I'm applying down back 3 at the wall, too. This is something that's fundamental. Low pokes at a wall for a Chloe player. So fundamental to your play. It's the only way you're going to get your opponent to ever duck on you at a wall, which is another really good thing to get your opponent to do at the wall because you have back 3, which is one of her best tools. Back 3, great tracking move. Lets you go into back turn. So if you hit the splat, go right into back turn, Cali roll on the wall. So try and get your opponent to start ducking at the wall, and try to get your opponent to start ducking in general. There really isn't a reason for your opponent to duck on Lucky Chloe. Her lows are pretty mediocre. Not much to worry about, but instinctually, a good player like L-Train wants to duck and block those lows. So, let's keep going here. Alright, round 2 here. Full crouch down, forward 1. Orbital. So this is something that I struggle with personally, defensively, is dealing with zoning at range 2. It's very tough to deal with. Miss punish there. Got the sidestep 4. That was a big mistake on my part. Be careful with that move. It's very high risk, but high reward. It's a great poking tool. There we go. There we go. Perfect round example there of what I did. So on hit, down 3, that from back turn gives you some plus frames. That not only does it allow you to hit while standing 4, if you, let's say you hit the back turn down 3. So if I hit that back turn down 3, the while standing 4 is going to be any option he throws out. Any option. Any option. So this is a frame trap you can do with Lucky Chloe. You can do back turn down 3 if it hits, while standing 4 if it hits, into back 4. And if they input anything between those 3 moves, they're getting hit. All those 3 moves in sync will hit. So let's say the back turn down, they input after they get hit by the while standing 4, they're going to get crumpled stun by the back 4. Because the back 4 will be any options, because while standing 4 on hit gives you enough plus frames to be any option with back 4. It's very good information if you're a Chloe player. A lot of Chloes don't know that, and it's such an easy frame trap to apply. The same goes for if you hit 1-2. 1-2 on hit gives you enough plus frames that if you put out a back 4 after it, it will beat any option your opponent throws out. I know, it's crazy. A lot of Chloe players don't know this. This is so fundamental to getting your opponent to respect you, because a lot of people hate respecting Lucky Chloe because they know she's not a great character. So they know that if they disrespect her, they can really abuse a lot of stuff on her. So make sure you're using those frame traps, because you are not going to get people to respect you. But in this situation, I did back turn, full crouch down for 1. He wanted the input, but I had the plus frame. So I was able to go to full crouch down forward 1 and counter hit him. Great option. Great mix up to do down 3 into another move. Great option. I don't see enough Chloe players do it, and it's so fundamental to your play as a Chloe player. Power crush at the beginning. I love doing that, man. I love doing that. It's a risk, but when you get that knockdown early, it puts you in such a good Okazemi position. Nice float got going here. Would have been better off to launch that move, but see, you could see me going for it again here. But you see how he's scared to push buttons there? You see that? See how he's scared to push buttons there? There's a reason for that. Because he knows that off that move, Cali roll at the wall is wonky. It's so wonky. It's not even worth it to try and crush anything. Mistake by me. This is just L-Train knowing how I play. I love to use that power crush at the wall. A missed punish. This is a very bad round for me in general. And that's not even a launch punishable move. So, very bad round for me. But you have bad rounds like that. It's going to happen. And I'm going to be honest, I get 3-0'd in this tournament match. I get bodied. But I figured it would be good to show what I did wrong as a Chloe player, rather than just, oh, look at it, I'm right here. I'm right here. Because I think a lot of Chloe players make the same mistakes. So I feel like if you start watching my footage and then apply it to your footage, you might be able to find a couple things in your own gameplay that you make mistakes. Floated and I'm dead. So, L-Train takes the first game. It was a good performance. I wasn't actually that disheartened about it because it was so close. The thing is about good players, like really good players like L-Train, who have been around for a while, once they get backed into a corner when they're down 2, when they're on game point, when the opponent's on game point, they really start looping back through what just happened. Why am I down 2 games? And it's something we should all do as Tekken players. They should be like, why am I down 2 games? Quick, let me run through it before this next round starts. And then they make the adjustments. And he did it. He made the adjustments. and a couple mistakes by me, and he's got himself a game. All right, mistake I made here. Instantly, you can see a mistake I made. This is what I'm talking about with Chloe failing to lock people down. Watch it. Watch these jabs I throw out. One, look how he backdashes. You see that? You see that? 1-1. Dragunov, in comparison, when he does one, they can't move. It locks them up. It's so hard to move out of that. But Chloe is not good at that. Be very careful if you're going to throw out multiple jab strings. I only recommend doing one, at most two. Be very careful if you're going to do that, because I get hit for it. And then I get desperate, and he arc blasts me. Be careful with while running 3. This is a mistake I made. That move is so terrible. Like, while running 2 for Dragon, if I'm whiff, is a terrible move to be whiffing. It's very key that you make insta while standing. And that's a big risk. L-Train can react to that move. It's really not that great of a move unless you're playing a player who's not familiar with the matchup. So I do not recommend using that move. It's a mistake looking back at this footage that was stupid of mine. That was a misinput. I really never mean to use that move. Not a great move in my opinion, forward 1+2. But I'm lucky I didn't get blown up for it. So this game, I get a little gimmicky, and this is actually an example of what not to do as a Chloe player. I lost focus in this game, to be honest. I'm lucky he didn't duck that, to be honest. He's such an experienced player that he will duck that string. That's a -12 move. And I got lucky. I saw the opportunity, and this is something that a lot of Chloe players don't understand. When you fall in the back turn, this is key. When you fall in the back turn, Cali roll. Take the opportunity. If you naturally fall into back turn, Cali roll. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna go in your favor. And if they float it or whatever, just don't worry about it. You took the risk, but the reward is so high because they don't expect it. L-Train has been playing against me and Azure, another great Chloe player, for a long time, and he still falls for that. Everyone does. Everyone does. You would be surprised. And it's not like it's bad or anything. It's just so unpredictable. It's so weird. So, Cali roll. Hit spam back 3+4. I am telling you. It will pay off more than it does not. Trust me on that one. It is so good. It works from full screen, but even if you're close, mash out Cali roll. The worst that's going to happen is you get floated. That's the worst that's going to happen, because if you get hit out of that, you get floated. I got lucky Cali roll. I changed up the timing. Something I actually want to show here. Watch how I change up the timing here on him. See how I kind of delay it? He got the idea that I was going to cancel it, so he let his guard down. Normally what I was doing, I kind of changed the timing. This is very important as a Chloe player if you're trying to hit Cali rolls at a high level, because if you're just doing roll, oh, I spring kicked and it got blocked, or they sidestepped it and punished it, it's going to be predictable. So if you watch me, and Young P's really good at it, Young P's better at it than I am, I'm going to be honest. We'll change up the timing. Watch this. See how I delayed it? Just a second there. Just a second. That's all it takes. Sometimes you can get crazy and delay it like at that range for a little while, but it's risky because they might blow you up for it. That's all it took for him to take his guard down and eat the Cali roll. Little stuff like that. That's all it takes to up your game. I know it's a lot to take in this video, especially because there's some stuff that I think not a lot of Chloe players think of when they're playing their game. That are huge improvements. They will improve your game tenfold. Anyways, this, I felt really bad about this. Something that I try and do with that move down 3+4 is implement it at a tip range, because a lot of players won't expect it from that range, because they'll expect you to be, of course, in their face with a low like that. So if you can use down 3+4, the knockdown kick from back turn at tip range, that is when it's most effective in my opinion, because a lot of players expect you to be going for a Cali roll at that range. But I went for it and I got whiff punished for it. It was so close to hitting. Things like that happen sometimes. mistake I made there. He made mistakes too. That's just Tekken. Always improvements you could be making. Different things you could be improving. Anyways, that was a bad round. I spring kick. Don't spring kick. Don't spring kick. It's a really bad habit of mine when I'm down and I get blown up. No surprise there. I got perfected. I got bodied. Don't spring kick. That's just general knowledge. It does more pain than it does good. I'm addicted to it. It's a bad habit. Anyways.
Round 1. Fight.
Alright, something I started implementing in this game. I love to do this. And if you're a Chloe player, don't sleep on this move. This move is so good. Forward, 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 3+4. The kicks, the flying kicks, but not the extension. Do not make it so she says finish. That shit's launch punishable. Do not use that. Please never use that move. That is the worst, one of her worst moves. Do not use the whole thing. And to sidestep. You have enough frames to sidestep efficiently after that. Please take advantage of that. That is so good because a lot of people will try and press buttons for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because there's a version of it that you can float. Take advantage of that. That's such a great move. You can sidestep after it. You have enough frames to sidestep after it efficiently. Missed a punish there. And sidestep hop kick. Pretty fundamental for Chloe. I think a lot of you at this level that I'm talking to know that sidestep hop kick's good. I don't think I need to explain that move. So yeah. Look how he's zoning me though. Watch. He's really making me come to him, right? Look at this. He's doing a poke and then running. It's very effective against Chloe. I don't know why I pushed a button there. Look how I went for the Kai roller. But what happened? Nothing, right? Nothing. I didn't lose any health. I didn't really risk anything there. Look how he's down back forward. This was a mistake. He's very good with Rage Art. I'll train this. So got a little cocky with forward. This next event is pretty crazy. I don't recommend using this move in clutch situations, but it does crush highs. That move does crush highs. Full crouch down forward. A lot of people don't know that either. Something I like to do now that Chloe's 1-2-2 string puts her in crouch, doing a full crouch down forward 4 after it, because a lot of people will try and poke with a jab to get their turn back, right? So it's pretty cheap using it in that sense. Highly recommend. I don't do it against him because he backdashes out of my jab string, so it's really not even worth trying.
Round 4. Fight.
Arc blast. That was a perfect whip punish. I thought he was going to extend with a jab to continue his turn. Nope. And he overall played well. That was another misinput. If I ever don't use that move, please. That move's not good. I'm telling you right now. Unless you have a hard read, that move is not worth your time. Not at all. So he won the set, but I think you can learn a lot from that about how Chloe can be spaced and how to be careful of some of her moves. So hopefully me going over that set helped a little bit for you guys. Trying to learn a little bit about tournament Chloe play. And those 2 sets. And I got one more set here I'd like to go over. This is me at UMaCon. This is a couple months ago, I think. What, November of last year? So a little old, but
Michigan,
some stuff still applies. You'll be able to tell the difference between me now and me then. I've definitely improved quite a bit. So
the whole bit. Good to hear, man. I love seeing some new
so
players.
we don't really need to watch both of these, but this is a great set between me and Chill, a very good Michigan player. He plays a lot of characters. Watch how I use this while running 3. I think this is a lot of people struggle to implement this move. Look how I kind of jitter right here, right? This is making him think, oh, maybe he's about to come in and hit me with a low. It makes him kind of stop, right? It makes him dead in his tracks because he's worried that I might run in and do a low, or I might run in and do something crazy. But really, put on the wall running 3. Look at that. See how I kind of just jitter a little bit? He's scared to push anything. He's scared to sidestep because he doesn't know what I'm going to throw out. great at mixing up your opponent.
Nice block, but no launch on the sweep there. Yep.
A lot of mistakes were made here.
All right. So I like to classify Doom Danny's play style as a little bit.
Alright, I don't need to hear you, bum.
Callan.
That's one of our local great player. Full crouch down 4-4-4. But see, I'm testing him this game, right? I'm testing what he knows. And this was before I really implemented that strategy of testing. So you can tell, I'm playing a little bit, kind of how I normally play, right? But watch how I'm dashing in and out, right? This is something that I think goes for general Tekken in general. Dashing in and out like that is highly effective when someone has rage. A lot of people will spend their rage, so try and use that to bait some kind of rage, because playing when your opponent's in rage is never really a good idea. And that was a mistake of mine.
Shoulder punish.
Something that I need to work on is being non-rage art happy. I didn't do that too bad today, so I was a little happy about that. I don't think I used a single rage art except for in a combo.
All right. James Danny coming back. Oh, nice hop kick.
Sidestep hop kick.
To the wall.
Effective, especially after jab strings.
Very, very strong at the wall there. Ooh.
Some players can react to that instantly, and do like a sidestep hop kick. So like they can react to moves. I know Azure can, but he's the only one that I know that can do that. I can't do that. Anytime I do that, it's off a read. But if something, a reoccurring theme is here, is that all these people are struggling to punish Chloe, because while her moves might be unsafe, they put her at a distance. They really do all have a ton of knockback, except for a couple of them. So that's something to note, really. If you're a Chloe player, while her moves might be punishable, like a bunch of them, you gotta put into factor how hard they are to punish. So like her hot kick knocks back hella far. So it's fairly safe, to be honest with you. I'm actually more surprised when it gets punished. That move too. Full crouch down forward 4. Again, very hard to launch punish. Nobody does it, to be honest with you. It's very rare I get that shit launch punish. So I can recommend using that move a lot. I might make a video separately on how to apply full crouch down forward 4, but don't sleep on that move, is what I'm telling you. I take this game up 1-0, and even though I won in a round, I'm going through things in my head. Even though I pull out my phone, that's kind of something I do just to, like, distract myself. I'm going through my head, what can I do to not lose any more rounds, right? What can I do to change up my game? Because he's going into this round thinking about what I just did to win the last game, right? So what can I do to mix him up? He's probably expecting the same thing, right? So you get some coaching, and we finally get in game. Alright. So this game, I make a ton of mistakes. Mistake after mistake. Look at this. Launch. Something that you'll notice reoccurring from my gameplay is I force that back turn down 3+4. Don't force that move. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. You see that? Don't be like me. Don't force that move. Warning to all Chloe players. Don't force that move. Counter spring kick. And he struggled to deal with Chloe with the Dragunov. I don't think Dragunov's very good against Chloe. I love Chloe versus Dragunov. It's one of my favorite matchups. Look at how I'm forcing it though, and that's something I've kind of toned down here, because at this time I didn't use full or back turn down 3, and I think a lot of you are gonna learn how to implement that after this video, because full crowd or back turn down 3 is a great move. Gives you hella plus frames on hit. Great poke. It's probably her best low poke, to be honest. So you can see the difference in my playstyle, right? I rely on like 2 or 3 moves. I think a general consensus I have for Lucky Chloe is that the best way to play Lucky Chloe is to utilize all of her moves. And I know that sounds crazy, right? That sounds unorthodox. You think of Tekken characters like Dragunov. Oh man, what are his best moves? Wall running 2, down 2, right? That is all you need to think about, right? Right? You're trying to figure out, how do I implement those moves? So So Chloe, I think it's different. I think she's so weirdly designed that all of her moves have a purpose. While some might not be great, if you can find a way to utilize all her moves in an effective manner, you're gonna have an effective Chloe, because really a lot of her moves have certain properties for certain situations. Like down 3, you want to get that back turn down 3 to get plus frames on low, to give you a mix-up on wall standing. So stuff like that is a thing a lot of Chloe players I don't think they think about a lot. So something definitely to think about. How can I utilize forward 3+4, the flip, the kick flips? How can I utilize that? So I found out that I can utilize it and sidestep after it, like you saw me do in that video against L Train. That way, if someone tries to jab or push buttons, they'll get sidestepped. A lot of people don't expect you to be able to sidestep after that, and I get beat up here. So now what's going through my head is, what did I do wrong there? I was up 2 rounds. What did I do wrong there? And that's typical of a tournament player, right? What did I do wrong there? But not only am I thinking about what did I do wrong there, I'm thinking about what can I do, right? What can I do to change up my game? Because not only did I do something wrong defensively, but he's also gotten a read on my offense. So in this game, I try and change it up, try and build a more fundamental idea of how to change up my timings, and that's so key. So a huge tip going in the tournament for you guys, especially with Chloe, make sure that even after you win or lose a round, you're focused on your timing, because if you keep your timing the same, and I made that mistake midway through that second game, they will blow you up for that. Good players will notice that almost right away, and L Train noticed it when I was playing him tonight. So big tip to you guys, make sure you're changing up the timing, like I showed you with the Cali roll earlier. If you've watched this whole video, make sure you're paying attention to that stuff. So right now I starting to get caught by counter hits by Chill, right? I ain't duck forward, I'm forward 1-4, boom, I got blown up quick, right? I'm already thinking, I'm trying to go in my head, alright, I gotta chill here. Especially after that, like, I gotta chill here. Now, this is an old video. You can tell a difference in my play from then and now. But still, it still applies what I want to talk about as a Clay player. Less so the moves right now and more so the meta. Cali rolls, they are still working. That's still in the back of my head, right? He's not doing anything to blow up my Cali roll. What am I risking to use it? Nothing. So why wouldn't I use it, right? Had I known about the back turn down 3 tech during this time, this would have been a blowout. Back turn down 3 is a game changer, man. It really is. Make sure you use that move, please. Cali, what's he doing to punish it? He's doing nothing. Make sure you keep that in your mind as a Clay player. What am I doing? What's happening when I Cali roll? I think I get a lot of criticism for using back turn a lot, but I think her strongest tools are out of back turn. So I try and utilize it as much as possible. Watch how I zone him. This is perfect. This is perfect for movement. Watch what I do here.
The wall here. Oh, just doing the dances. All right.
Watch how I range him here once he goes into rage.
Oh, yep. Still the punch there. All right. Nice.
All right, watch this. I know he's in rage, right? You guys might struggle with this, Chloe. This is perfect. Watch how I zone him. Look at this. See how I back up really quick? I'm allowing him to use his rage drive or any other move, right? To maybe get a whiff punish.
Throwing out some jabs there.
See how I'm checking him with jabs too? I'm trying to prevent him from using his rage art, basically.
Good throw break. Power crush.
Oh, no break
Gets
in the
throw this time.
Cute throw.
Pixel. Got rage drive and rage art. Oh.
And I thought that was going to hit for sure. I thought he could make it though at 1-2, but he did not. So, that happens.
Smart stuff.
So now I'm down a game.
All right. Michigan definitely feeling.
Oh, there we go. Hop kick.
Hop kick. Great tech for you Chloe players. After eating a low, hop kick is great. I'm sorry. It's risky, but man, is it good. It is so good because a lot of people will do either a while standing move or something slow because they think, oh, I got plus frames, I have the time to throw something slow out. This hop kick crushes highs and lows, so make sure to really change up the timing on that hop kick. You'll get a lot of people.
Big damage. Get us back to the wall with the running
I
three.
think I really get a lot of mileage out of my hop kick because I know the timing for it. I know when people like to input stuff that gets crushed by it. And I think that's something you just get over time with playing Chloe. So,
Good throw break.
something to discuss.
There you go. Try to do a raw running
Something
three
to think
there.
about.
Oh.
So now I'm on low health.
There.
I'm playing it safe.
All right.
Look at this. Look at this defense I'm holding on right
He's
now.
got a little bit of help left. Nice.
Rage art.
For sure.
So, something that's I like to do, super risky. I can't recommend it to you Chloe players out there. Doing a jab string like 1-2-2 into rage art, knowing that they're gonna input to take their turn back. It works. It's risky though. I can't recommend
Sweep
it.
gets to go on, man. So.
Oh, no blocking the sweep.
Ooh. And getting wall damage here.
Oh,
Oh.
Yep.
Nice duck.
Oh, high.
Sidestep hop kick.
Gets the wall.
Handy dandy.
Ooh.
Tends to walk on a little bit.
Chill is a very
Good
good
on
player.
balance there, nice.
You can tell.
Oh, hop
Oh,
hop kick.
Oh, this is the combo.
Too far.
Oh, no, it's gonna hurt.
Very little left. Dancing on him. Oh, goes for a sprint kick.
Nice, and the full cross top arm will take it.
All
Well
right.
done by
So
the-
there's a lot to take in there.
Good.
I've improved a lot as a player. I wasn't using back turn down 3 at all.
Yes.
There's a lot I could be doing better there.
Both of them getting down to 2 rounds each.
Let me launch up Tekken and I'll go over a couple things with you guys in game.
You know, this is like,
In game
what's gonna happen next?
to show exactly what I'm talking about for a couple moves, and then I'll call it a video. I know this has been quite a long video, but I hope it helps you guys in some way using some moves that are really underused. I'm gonna be playing on pad because I'm too lazy to get my stick out, but you know, moves are moves. I don't really need to. There you go. Alright, let me launch up my Tekken here. So I think there'll be a lot that you can pick up from this in particular. Or hopefully you Chloe players out there. You bum Chloe players. Uh-oh, is my pad out? Alright. Don't worry. Ooh, this, no. No. Oh. This one. Took me a couple tries, but first try. Alright, 1 second. Let me plug in my stick here, and I will show you guys what I mean about a couple things, and then I'll call it a video. I'll make this pretty quick, this section. But I think this is some stuff that will help kind of a couple of you Chloe players that this isn't even talked about like by Young P or Shane. I don't think they talk about this stuff very often when they're giving people tips. So I want to help you guys. All right. So practice. We'll go on Chloe. And hopefully I can show you guys a couple things. Oh, there you go. Why is it so loud?
Lucky Chloe. Lucky Chloe.
All right. I'll show you a couple of moves and then I'll call it. Just for a couple of things that I want to show off. Because I think some of these moves are heavily underutilized. And I'll link some great footage for Rain 2 in the description. So, and I'll also link Young P's beginner video if you're kind of newer to Chloe and you're struggling with just the general basic concepts of moves. He's got some great tips on that too. Alright. So, let me turn my game. It's still loud. Sorry about that. Don't know why it's still loud. Alright. So, down a couple moves I talked about during this video. This move, so good. So good. Think of it like Dragonos down 2, the way Dragonos apply it, but launch punishable. Kind of hard to launch punish though, because you can use it out here. Something I'm still working on as a Chloe player is changing up the spacing of this move, because something good players will do is they will realize that, oh, I like to use this move at this space, right? I like to use back 3 here, or I like to use back 3 right up in your face, right? So they'll expect it at a range, right? So, that's something a lot of good players will do. I do it, and I'm not trying to be cocky like I'm a good player, but it's so good to get a read on your opponent because, oh, they like to use, you know, down 3 right in your face, right? So I'm expecting whenever they come run up and do down 3 in my face, I'm expecting it. So something great about this move is it hits at a range. It hits really far, and you can do it out of back turn. So I think it's heavily underutilized. It puts your opponent in kind of a weird position, and it puts you really close to them. It gets you in. Look how close it puts you to them. So you can follow it up with while standing 4. It leaves you in crouch, so you can continue your pressure while standing 4 if you want. I don't recommend it because it's a little risky, but it hasn't been something that I've really experimented with. And it's basically a better version of a generic low. It's kind of deceiving with the animation. So highly recommend starting to utilize this move. I'll post some good Rank 2 footage. And you guys can sign to see a better, like, professional application of this move. In Korean online Tekken. Anyways. Next thing I want to discuss is back turn down 3. This move is amazing. It gives you hella plus frames. And notice how it's unique, right? It's not like the other moves. It's kind of weird, right? You would think it's like the other moves. No, it's its own move that puts her in a back turn. A lot of people don't know that for some reason about Chloe's down 3 from back turn. So what you can do is this is what I was talking about. Down 3, 4, or down 3, standing 4, and the back 4. If that all hits, if the back turn down 3 hits, if the while standing 4 hits, and you do back 4 and they input anything in between any of these moves, first of all, if they input after this, the while standing 4 will hit if you do it directly after. And if they input after the while standing 4, boom, counter it. It works every time. Every time. And it works against a lot of people who disrespect Chloe. So sometimes I like to run up. Something I'm still applying right now. I'll Cali roll in, down, back out, which is also a very good usage of Cali roll. I think you'll see a lot of Chloe players do this. Because it puts you at like almost a perfect spacing for a hop kick. If I stop getting while standing 1. Whoops. So it puts you at like a perfect range, right? If they try and input a jab. I do like doing this a lot. Because it's hard for them to punish it from this range. Because it's minus 12, right? But a lot of people struggle to punish it once it's at that range. So anyways, I like to do that. Fall back, this, boom. That's something I've been learning to apply because a lot of people don't really see this as a move that's that plus, right? Like, oh, I got hit by this small while standing 4. I mean, what does that mean? I'm not scared of this move, right? Little do they know, if you follow up a back 4 and they input anything, even a jab, they're getting counter hit. So, great information that a lot of Chloe players don't seem to utilize for some reason. I don't know. I didn't utilize it until someone brought it to my attention. So, very, very useful information there. Another move I said you could do it with, 1-2. 1-2 one hit lets you do that. So if you hit a 1-2 and they keep pushing buttons or disrespecting you after 1-2, tell them to respect that Chloe because they'll get another back four for the road, right? So something I love doing with this character and something that makes this character truly fun for me is being able to put these frame traps on. Very, very good usage of those moves, and I might go into depth a little bit of like usage of those moves. And yeah, so I think that basically covers what I want to talk about for now. If you guys like these kind of videos, I can go more in depth with a couple of the items. Talk about some way I use moves, some tech. Some different kind of tech things that I do. Like that. That's tech I do. So input thing. Boom. 4-4-3. Stuff like that. And I might go over a little bit of that. Maybe just small, like, little videos. And try and help, like, other Chloe players. And I know this video's been kind of long. But I hope it's helped a lot of you guys trying to improve your tournament game. And I'm not saying I'm the best at tournament again. I don't want to come off that way. I just want to help you guys, point some things out to you guys that a lot of people I didn't realize, and I think a lot of Chloe players, even top Chloe players, don't realize, that are so like fundamentally good about the character that I think a lot of people could implement into their game. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions or have any like discrepancies with anything I've said, if there's anything that's incorrect. And yeah, have a good one, and hope you guys have a good weekend. We have a snowstorm coming in, so that'll be exciting. And peace out. Thanks for watching.